today was a good day. I'm realizing that today I moved around. I did a lot of stuff. I did good things. And despite the fact that my house has been freezing cold because there's no heat except for the fire, I managed to stay alive and keep moving. And I realized that if I just do my life, if I just keep on keeping on, drinking water and doing the next thing that makes sense at the time, and I get involved in that, I don't notice pain. When I was younger, I did not have so much pain. You'll see if you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a point in your life you're like, ow, that hurts. Oh, that still hurts? Yes, it does. But you can distract yourself with well-meaning tasks that are sort of made fun by your attitude. And I think that this process of living a rustic life for me right now is saving me. It's rejuvenating me because I had a day mostly without pain. Right now I feel pretty good. And that is a beautiful thing, to chop wood and carry water.
Don't let your pastel pictures chopped upon the sidewalk wash away. Don't let your dreams like a kite without a string get blown away.
Something I learned about cutting wood is that you can swing as hard as you want, but if you go gently, if you just let the weight of the axe fall gently, it does the same job. And then you're doing half the work. And it feels more graceful. So just let it go down easy. There's a pretty good message. That's worth doing. Let's enjoy the profits of our labor. Come on in. Fire's burning. That's kind of nice. Close the door. Not raising the barn. Let's out back. Well, have a seat and join me. This week, no heat in the house other than that. So chopping wood saves my life. So that's fun. But that's simple. You know, so many of the things that we do to stay alive in today's world are really complicated. And we lose that sense of peace. Because when we're in simple mode, you know, when I strip it down to the simplest experiences, like I have my gear, I have my mountain, I have the trail that goes up. And then I have the trail that comes back down to home. And as I get into the steps and the breath and the awareness, there's nothing else but that which I choose to bring with me. And most of my thoughts then become a reflection of my experience, of my surroundings. And that's really quite nice. That's the peace that I was looking for. And I know that I'm not the only one that falls into a hypnotic bliss with the rhythm of your steps. Because they simplify your mind, that rhythm. In psych, it's called deafferentation. Look it up. And deafferentation of the brain quells us into an alpha state. And as we go deeper into a deliberate focus on that state of peaceful silence within us, we have an audience. By the way, this is Luna. Luna is now almost 13 weeks old, and she's awesome. She's here to help me with the mice. Not to mention purring on my chest all night, which is not so bad. Okay, not all night. Eventually, I roll over. We have the opportunity within the beginnings of the bliss state, with the rhythmic experience that create the simplistic tempo to the human experience, to go deeper into the silence. And it is there that we find connection to something a little bigger than just feeling good. We then have an experience of a connected consciousness that's tapped into something far vaster than the individual consciousness can conceive, but can begin to peer over that fence, as it were, through the focus on the emptiness. Not in a fearful way, the way perhaps our culture leads us to expect. We've been trained into being afraid of many things that we don't need to be afraid of, and trained out of being afraid of many things that we should be afraid of, like McDonald's hamburgers. Look at this little lady. She's just sitting by the fire, just hanging out, and she knows what the danger is, right? I don't have to protect her from a fire because she understands in her gut what a fire is. It's the layer of worry that one could impose on a perfectly acceptable situation. I need to keep an eye out on sparks. The risk is not zero. You know, sitting with the door open is a little riskier, but it's also quite a bit warmer. So with the risk, we find opportunity. And in the risk of exploring silence, and facing our fear, that fidgety mind that occurs when we, especially the Western mind, you know, a regular person efforting to silence their busy thoughts, that can be quite a, uncomfortable sort of sensation. But if we push through it, I think that most of us have experienced a peace that is unlike any other. And it's that peace that establishes a new set point for one's consciousness. Instead of being up here all the time, in that busy, fast mode, where you've lost sight of what it feels like to be at peace. It can, if you regularly indulge yourself in the experience, it can be accessible at all times. Maybe not in its fullest form, maybe not for very long, but moments that make you realize that you can breathe. And if you take the bait and actually breathe, and actually relax into that state of peace, you might even find that you are capable of experiencing emotions that you weren't capable of experiencing just a moment before you took the breath. And some of those emotions can lead to experiences that are fun and surprisingly connecting and joyful, with surprises that you didn't expect. Every time it pops, I gotta look. I find when I hold this little lady, when I really kind of forcefully hold on to her, boom, gone. But if I allow her to stay when she wants to stay, she'll hang out, and that's a graceful relationship, because it can't be a forceful relationship. It's authentic love. In those moments where there's true acceptance, and that little kitten sits on my chest, purring away, because she wants to. She wants to be there. There's no force involved. And like the swinging of the axe, it's just allowed to happen. You line everything up, you move slowly, and you let things be. This is the basis of peace.
Don't